Thank you for a kind introduction. Um, right now, I'm just going to go cover some of the CARB's utility incentive programs. This is incentives very important for supporting this transition to the zero emission vehicle replacements. And so right now, it's important to note that some of the funding programs that may not be currently available, but you should be aware of them. And you could take advantage of them in the future. And be aware every funding program covered in this presentation has its own requirement and limitation. There we go. Okay. And also throughout this presentation, I will provide some general overview and also a link where you can find more information at your convenience. At the grant funding for truck owners who are within the 12 months of their engine compliance deadlines or already out of compliance is very limited in most cases and is no longer available. However, CARB's Truck Loan Assistance Program is still a viable option, which I will present next. Next slide, please. So the CARB's Loan Assistance Program is a viable option for many truck owner operators who are currently out of compliance. Loan assistance is available for qualified truck fleets with 10 or fewer heavy-duty vehicles. But remember, this is a loan that needs to be paid back and not a grant funding. Program criteria requires an eligible trucking company meets basic requirement by qualifying as a small business, which is defined as a fleet with fewer than 100 employees, or generating less than $10 million in annual revenue, and operating primarily in California.
Mac,
yes.
Mac, I'm sorry. You're on. I think you need to change your slide. It's a different slide. You're on the VIP program slide.
I'm sorry, I didn't change it. I'm still in loan program.
You did?
I did.
Are you on?
I'm not.
Oh, there it is.
That.
Okay, now we've got it. Okay, that was weird. We were seeing.
My apologies. It advanced one more.
All right. Sorry about that. Thank you. All right. Sorry, Matt.
Thank you very much for that.
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt you, but we were getting that comment. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. So really, we covered up the basic requirements for being a small business owners, and primarily using it used for used or newer trucks with 2010 or newer model year engine standard. The engine can be used diesel fuel, CNG, LNG, or other fuel, including zero-emission technology. Trailers may be eligible for financing only in conjunction with eligible tractor. Truck owners who are interested in this program should apply at the CalCap participant lender, which the link is provided here. Next slide, please. Thank you. The VIP or voucher incentive program provides funding opportunities for small fleet owners with 10 or fewer vehicles to replace their older heavy-duty diesel or alternative fuel vehicles. VIP is administered by your local air district. Basic requirements are your old truck must be owned and operated at least 75% in California for each of its previous 2 years. Your old truck engine needs to be 2009 or older, and replacing it can be a replacement vehicle, could be new or used. And the amount of funding is based on engine model year, annual usage, and the weight class. And lastly, the truck needs to be scrapped. Next slide, please. Call Moyer program, or Moyer for short, provides for heavy-duty vehicles, provides incentives for replacement, repower, conversion of vehicles with engine model year that is 6 or more years age prior to the calendar year. For example, a 2016 engine model year right now is eligible. Replacement vehicle can be new or used, and the amount of funding is based on engine model year, annual usage, and the weight class. Also, the truck needs to be scrapped. Next slide, please. Thank you. CAP, community air protection or CAP incentives are available for replacement of old and higher polluter vehicles and replacing it with the equipment with the newer or cleaner model, primarily in disadvantaged and AB 617 communities. The CAP program is a community-based program that has the primary objective to assist community concerns and priorities and to provide immediate air quality benefits. The CAP program is administered by your local air districts as well. And since the program started, a total of $964 million have been allocated to this program, with another $250 million currently in proposed state budget. Just want to add that this program, this money doesn't just provide funding for on-road vehicles, but also for other type of projects, like stationary community source identified sources. Some of the eligibility of this program is similar to Moyer and the VIP that I provided earlier. Next slide, please. We're going to kind of skip this one because Nikki, Tom, and Tara already covered it extensively. But again, this is something that you can use in the future for your information. We're going to move to Volkswagen VW Mitigation Trust, which provides about $360 million to California to mitigate the excess of the NOx emissions caused by the VW illegal use of emission testing defeat devices in certain VW diesel vehicles. For the heavy-duty sectors, the next 3 slides will provide information about zero-emission transit, school, and shuttle bus category, zero-emission Class 8 freight and port drayage truck category, combustion freight and marine project category. Next slide, please. Thank you. There are $130 million funded for zero-emission transit, school, and shuttle bus category. This program is administered by San Joaquin Valley Air District. It has experienced a record high demand for zero-emission school buses. As a result, applications for school buses are no longer being accepted. However, money for transit and shuttle buses is still available. Application will be awarded on a first-come, first-served basis. And during the project 10-year period, approximately 425 vehicles will be replaced, and an incentive amount of up to $400,000 per vehicle. Next slide, please. The zero-emission Class 8 freight port drayage truck category is a category. This category is intended to support the expansion of zero-emission truck available in heavier weight class that typically rely on diesel technology. There are $90 million is allocated to this category, and this program is administered by South Coast Air Quality Management Air District, and currently accepting applications online. Application would be awarded on a first-come, first-served basis. Funding is available to replace Class 8 freight trucks, including drayage trucks, waste hauler, dump trucks, and concrete mixers. Existing vehicle must be engine model year between 1992 to 2012, and they need to be compliant with all applicable regulation. The replacement replacement vehicle needs to have a zero-emission technology, and the old vehicle is going to be scrapped. Next slide, please. The last category we're going to cover for the VW is for combustion, freight, and marine. This is really this category provides funding for replacing 0.02 NOx standards. So it's it's a regular engine, but it's cleaner engine. And is intended to accelerate the older, higher polluter engines throughout the state of California that it's disproportionately impacted by air pollution such as freight, corridor, port, and rail yard. And this program is administered by South Coast RQAMD, the Quality Management District. For this category, there are a total of $60 million being allocated, and it covers the engines. Your truck needs to be a class 7 or 8, and it has two options of replacement and repowering to a 0.02 low NOx engine. Same as other VW, if you're doing a replacement type of project, your existing vehicle must be scrapped, and your vehicle needs to be your fleet needs to be in compliance with all the requirements of the regulations. Next slide, please. Okay, so we covered some of the CARB's incentive programs. So we want to move to some of the programs that provide incentives for infrastructure. So through what this slide shows is through the SB 350 transportation electrification, the California Public Utility Commission has approved $686 million and authorized the 3 large electric utilities in California, which are San Diego Gas and Electric Company, Southern California Edison, and PG&E, to support the electrification of medium and heavy-duty sectors. This investment will support charging for 18,000 trucks, buses, and off-road vehicles. It pays for design and electrical service and consumer property, and also provide rebates for chargers in the disadvantaged communities. Next slide, please. Thank you. So this slide kind of provides you some of the resources, additional resources that may be helpful for you. For example, we're going to start with the first on the list, which is the California Public Utility Commission website. Has a lot of useful resources to find rebates and incentives. We have the next on the list is PG&E. They have an EV fleet program, which is the comprehensive program that includes incentives and rebates, site design and permitting, construction and activation, and maintenance and upgrades. Next one is Southern California Edison. They have a charge-ready transportation program, which gives businesses the opportunity to install the infrastructure to support a fleet of medium and heavy-duty electric vehicles at a low or no cost. Then we have San Diego Gas and Electric. They work with the fleets for the initial infrastructure planning stage through the design, construction, and ongoing site maintenance. Then we have the SMUD, which they provide commercial EV program. With that program, they have rebates that funds for level 2 and DC fast chargers. Then we have the CEC website, which has a lot of information about funding opportunities for infrastructure to support advanced technology. And then we have Alternative Fuel Data Center. It's a database. It's really a database of all different states, but for California, you can go there with this link, will take you to California laws and incentives related to alternative fuels and advanced vehicles for California. And then the last one is Empowered Innovation, which is brought to you by California Energy Commission. Through this website, you can have easy access to even more funding opportunities. Last slide, please. Thank you. So finally, all the programs that we went through, we have it all in nicely packaged here in the Truck Stop website. The link is provided here. You can find all the information here for your financial assistance. And this would include my presentation. Thank you. Send it back to Bruce.